Hello everyone. In this presentation series, we will start to cover the urinary system, the kidneys, which are the main organ of the urinary system. They will maintain the purity and the chemical constancy of the blood and the other extracellular body fluids. Now, much like a water purification plant that keeps a city's water drinkable and will dispose of its wastes, the kidneys are usually unappreciated until they malfunction and the body fluids become contaminated. And each day, the kidney actually filters many liters of fluid from the blood, sending the toxins and the metabolic waste and excess water and excess ions out of the body in urine, while returning the needed substances from the filtrate to the blood. In fact, the coordinated activities of the digestive, the cardiovascular, the respiratory, and the urinary systems, they all prevent the development of what we call a pollution problem inside of the body. The digestive tracts, they will absorb the nutrients from the food, and the liver will adjust the nutrient concentration of the circulating blood. The cardiovascular system delivers these nutrients along with oxygen from the respiratory system to the peripheral tissues. As the blood leaves these tissues, it carries the carbon dioxide and other waste products that are generated by active cells to sites of excretion. The carbon dioxide is then eliminated at the lungs. Now, most of the organic waste products, along with excess water and electrolytes, are going to be removed and excreted by the urinary system, which is going to be the focus of this module. And other systems assist the kidneys in the excretion of water and solutes. For example, the sweat that's produced by the sweat glands, they do contain water and solutes. And various digestive organs secrete waste products into the lumen of the digestive tract, of which we have recently seen. However, the contribution of these organs is actually minor compared to that of the kidneys. In fact, the urinary system performs vital excretory functions and eliminates the organic waste products that are going to be generated by cells throughout the body. It also has a number of other essential functions that are often overlooked. Below, we have a more complete list of the urinary system functions. We have that it regulates the plasma concentrations of ions such as sodium, potassium, chloride, and calcium, in addition to other ions by controlling the quantities that is lost in the urine. It regulates the blood volume and the blood pressure by adjusting the volume of water that is lost in the urine, by releasing erythropoietin, which is actually a hormone that is secreted, like I said, by the kidneys, that increases the rate of production of the red blood cells in response to falling levels of oxygen in the tissues. It's also responsible for releasing renin, which is an enzyme that's going to be secreted by and stored in the kidneys, which promotes the production of a protein called angiotensin. And angiotensin, on the other hand, is a protein whose presence in the blood will promote the secretion of another hormone that's called aldosterone. And aldosterone, we have seen that's going to help to raise the blood pressure. Another function is that the kidney will help with controlling or stabilizing the blood pH. It also conserves valuable nutrients by preventing their excretion in the urine. It eliminates organic waste products, especially nitrogenous waste such as urea and uric acid, toxic substances, and drugs. It synthesizes calcitriol, which we have seen already in ANP1, which is a hormone that's derived from vitamin D3 that will stimulate calcium ions absorption by the intestinal epithelium. And lastly, it assists the liver in detoxifying poisons, and during starvation, it assists in deaminating amino acids so that other tissues can break them down. So all urinary system activities are going to be carefully regulated to maintain the solute composition and concentration of the blood within acceptable limits. If there is a disruption of any of these functions, then this will have immediate and potentially fatal consequences. Now, most of these functions we will cover in the next module. For this module, we're mainly going to focus on the structures of the kidney. So, like I said, in this module, we're going to consider the functional organization of the urinary system, where we will focus more specifically on the main kidney tract structures, and we will describe the major regulatory mechanisms that control urine production and concentration on the next module. So the urinary system includes the kidneys, the ureter, the urinary bladder, and the urethra. The kidneys perform the excretory functions of the system, and these organs, they produce urine, which is a fluid waste product containing water, ions, and small soluble compounds. Urine that's leaving the kidneys, they will travel along the urinary tract, which consists of a pair of ureters and the urinary bladder, where urine is going to be temporarily stored. Now, when urination occurs, or micturition, which is another word for urination, then contraction of the muscular urinary bladder forces the urine through the urethra and out of the body. In males, the urethra also serves to transport semen. However, we will talk about this when we discuss the male reproductive system. The kidneys are going to be located lateral to the vertebral column between the last thoracic and the third lumbar vertebrae on each side. Notice how the superior surface of the right kidney is often situated inferior to the superior surface of the left kidney. And this is due to the presence of the biggest organ in the body, which is the liver, which is being located on top of the right kidney. Therefore, it pushes the right kidney a little further down. Now, on this CAT scan, we can see the kidneys represented here in red, and we can see how it sits on each side of the vertebral body over here. And this is why when individuals have some sort of kidney problems, they usually feel pain in the back on the posterior side of the body because of the location of the kidney being a little bit more posterior than anterior. Also, notice how the kidneys, they are sort of suspended. Therefore, their position in the abdominal cavity is going to be maintained by the overlying peritoneum, contacted with adjacent visceral organs and supporting connective tissues. There are, in fact, 3 layers of concentric connective tissue that protect and stabilize each of the kidneys. First, we have what we call the fibrous capsule, which is the outer layer of collagen fibers that surrounds the kidney. And it actually maintains the shape and provides this mechanical protection for the kidney. Then we have what we call the perinephric fat or perirenal fat. Peri is on the outside or surrounding, and nephric is for kidney. So it makes sense. So it's a fat around the kidney. So adipose tissue that surrounds the fibrous capsule. This layer can be quite thick, and actually on dissection, the perinephric fat usually obscures the outline of the kidney. In fact, some of the fat can be seen around the renal pyramids, as we can see from this image on this model. Now, the renal fascia is the third layer that will protect the kidney, and this is formed by extensions of collagen fibers that come from the fibrous capsule, which, if you remember, the fibrous capsule is also made up of collagen fibers. So we can say that it's basically a collagen fiber covering for the collagen fiber capsule that covers the kidney. And around the kidney, there is going to be plenty of fat as well, anchoring it in place, as seen from this CAT scan. So again, the kidneys are these red round organs, and we're going to have one on each side. And all of this white around the kidney is the fat that's holding the kidney in place. And it will also help to protect the kidney as well. In fact, the lack of fat around the kidney can cause a condition known as nephroptosis or renotosis. And nephroptosis is when there is an increased mobility in the kidneys. People with nephroptosis have kidneys that move downward out of their normal position when they stand up. So the condition can lead to intense abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting when standing, but it may also cause no symptoms at all. And this condition has long been controversial just because initially it was difficult to diagnose and because it has been associated with a variety of symptoms that range from anxiety, hysteria, weight loss, urinary tract infections, kidney pain, palpitations, and due to this variety of symptoms, doctors began to disregard it as a real disease. Today, however, the presence of nephroptosis can be confirmed through the use of medical imaging that's done while a person is standing and laying down. So they compare the images to see if the kidneys move when the patient is placed in these two different positions. And as far as the treatment options are concerned, these have also been widely debated for many years. For a long time, the treatment method of choice was to use surgery to attach the floating kidney to the abdominal wall. However, the procedure did fall out of favor because of the risk and the fact that it did not always resolve the symptoms. Today, some surgeons will still perform this procedure if someone shows long-lasting symptoms of nephroptosis. On this image, we can see the interior of each kidney, and they will contain what we call the renal cortex, the renal medulla, and a renal sinus. The renal cortex is going to be the outer layer of the kidney, as we can see from this image. It will also be the layer that is in close contact with the fibrous capsule. The renal medulla is internal to the cortex, as is usually the case when we have structures that are referred to as cortex and medulla, right? The medulla will contain these triangular-shaped structures that are called renal pyramids. The base of the renal pyramid faces the cortex, so here's the base, and the tip or the renal papilla project into the renal sinus. So the renal sinus is this cavity that serves as a storage space for adipose tissue and other vascular and nervous system components of the kidneys. In fact, we can see blood vessels in these sinuses and fat in this other model. Notice how each renal pyramid has a series of fine grooves that converge at the renal papilla. Next, we have that the bands of cortical tissue that are termed renal columns will separate the adjacent renal pyramids. Therefore, they are made of the same materials as the cortex, but are located within the medulla. So the medulla is going to be formed by the renal pyramids and the separating renal columns. A renal lobe, as we see on this image, contains a renal pyramid and the overlying area of renal cortex and adjacent tissues of the renal columns. And here in the renal lobes is where the urine production will occur. So I did represent here on the image the renal columns by creating those areas. I know it's not ideal, but I wanted to make sure that I included the renal columns on this image. Now, ducts within each renal papilla will discharge urine into a cup-shaped drain that's called a minor calyx. 4 or 5 of these minor calyces, they merge to form a major calyx. and the major calyces combine to form a large funneled shaped chamber that's called the renal pelvis. So there's only one renal pelvis, and this renal pelvis, which fills most of the renal sinus, is connected to the ureter at the hilum of the kidney, which is this entryway for the big structures that enter an organ. In the case of the kidney, we will have that the renal artery and vein, in addition to the renal pelvis, are present in this renal hilum. Now, the renal artery will be bringing blood rich in oxygen, and the renal vein will be removing blood rich in carbon dioxide. Urine production begins in these microscopic tubular structures called nephrons that are going to be located in the cortex of each renal lobe. We can see the nephrons here, and each kidney has roughly 1.25 million nephrons with a combined length of about 85 miles. That's pretty impressive. And we will talk about the nephrons, which represent the functional unit of the kidney, in the next module.